I'm sure your parents will be crying. He was only 18. It's just property. And your parents would have been crying on the news. You know what a majority of the people would say? Oh, well, he shouldn't have been taking what wasn't his. What's going on in your world that you think that you're living in some type of movie where I don't understand why people steal things and then video themselves with stolen items? Why are you doing that? Was he in a coma? Because we haven't seen him since December. So is there a reason why nobody's seen him since December? So there we go. So he's looking at videos and he's determined that the kid is the easiest one to break into. No longer approving of their relationship. That relationship is over. He's angry and upset,
I
but
can't text her.
no. People in Texas and other places don't like people stealing things that they've worked hard for. All right. How old are you?
I just turned 18 now.
How far did you go in school?
Junior year.
All right. Why did you drop out?
I had got kicked off the basketball team and I had dropped out. I'm currently studying for my GED.
Well, that makes no sense.
It doesn't.
So why were you kicked off the basketball team?
I was on varsity. I was in the bathroom while people were smoking. The police officer searched everybody in the bathroom. They didn't find nothing on me. I was rude to the officer and my coach had seen that and he had kicked me off the team.
I'm sorry, what?
My coach had seen, like when he came in, the officer was searching us. My coach said I was being rude, so he had kicked me off the team the next day when I showed up to practice.
Yeah.
So I had dropped out.
I mean, I'm sure that was punishment and that ultimately he probably would have let you back on the team. So you act as though it's the end of the world and ruin your life.
Yes.
And I say ruin your life, there's still a chance to pick up the pieces, but your answer to being kicked off the team is, all right, I'm dropping out of school. That's not good choices.
It's not. I also was working too. I just focus on my job.
Yeah, you should be focusing on education because what do you do for work?
For work, nothing at the moment. Now. That's why
So
I was
here you are,
focusing on getting my GED.
and all you have to do was complete school. Basketball is not the end of the world. And not that many people make it to the pros. And when I say pros, I mean, you know, the National Basketball League. Sometimes you see people, they're real serious about it, so they end up international basketball. Maybe they get to play for one of those teams. But you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket, and that's what you did.
Agreed.
So do you live with your parents?
Yes, ma'am.
And what do they say about all of this?
They're helping me to do better. They're really helping.
So how do you spend your day? Because you're not at work.
I'm in Brownwood. It's 3 hours up north. I'm with my father. He's currently looking for a job and studying on my GED. Ready. We haven't started the quizzes yet, but I'm studying everything for it.
And where is Brownwood?
3 hours up north. It's past Fredericksburg, about 2 hours past Fredericksburg.
Okay, what county is that?
Brown County.
Brown Town?
Brown County, ma'am.
Brown County.
Yes, ma'am.
Is he going to be asking for his probation to be
Correct.
transferred there?
Yes, Judge.
All right. You know, when you break into people's cars, people don't like that.
Yes.
Because that's something that somebody worked hard for it. They paid money for it. And if you want a vehicle, you need to work for it. Now, and what was the name of the person you were with that day? You said it was your friend. So who was it?
He goes by Clicker. That's
What?
Clicker. That's
Clicker?
what I call him. Yes.
And you don't know his real name?
No, ma'am.
Never hang around with somebody where you don't know their real name.
Yes,
You understand?
I've learned that. Yes,
And please tell me you don't have any children?
no, ma'am.
All right, that's a good thing. You're not ready for children. You're still growing. This is a deferred adjudication. So with deferred adjudications, I'm sure your attorney explained to you the benefit for that.
Yes, ma'am.
But the downsides of it is if you mess up, you're looking at 2 years at the state jail facility. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. There's going to be an $800 fine. That will be probated. 2 years deferred adjudication. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Should be clear.
What do you mean it should be?
I shouldn't have nothing in my system.
All right, you need to speak up.
I shouldn't have nothing in my system, man.
Have you used before?
Yes, ma'am.
What?
Marijuana.
There's no marijuana allowed while you're on probation. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
There's no alcohol while you're on probation. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm gonna ask for 120 hours of community service restitution. Plumbers make great money. Nobody ever complains about what they're being charged by a plumber. My understanding is always gonna need welders, but the welders I've spoken to, they tend to have a little bit of damage done to their hands sometimes from the flames. So those are some of your options. But if there's something else that you're interested in, I'll give you 60 hours for that because I want you to improve yourself. You
Yes,
understand?
Yes,
Here's the thing, to be successful on probation in this court, communication is key. Talk to your probation officer. If you're going to test positive for drugs, if you're thinking about using drugs, the best policy in this court, I don't know what they're doing in other courts, but the best policy in this court is to pick up the phone, call your probation and say, your officer and say, you know, I'm thinking about using marijuana. I'm thinking about taking a drink of alcohol. They'll reach out, try to help you. But if you don't call, we're gonna have issues.
yes, ma'am.
In this court, it's not better to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission. Always ask for permission. Doesn't hurt. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And the other thing, when you're out here breaking into people's cars, this is Texas. If somebody ends up shooting you, and I say this is Texas, but you can go to any state, Louisiana. I think a 12-year-old just got shot in the head, breaking into somebody's car. And you know what? His parents are crying, saying, he was just 12. I'm sure your parents will be crying. He was only 18. It's just property. That's what you need to realize. It's just property. It's not worth it. And your parents would have been crying on the news. You know what a majority of the people would say? Oh, well, he shouldn't have been taking what wasn't his. So here's my advice to you. Don't take what does not belong to you. If you want things, you have to work for things. And if somebody is inviting you to a party, make sure you ask for them. Are you allowed to have a +1? If they say no, don't go.
Yes,
If you show up to a party and people ask you to leave, leave. Do you understand?
yes, ma'am.
And I think in the words of Denzel Washington, you need to leave 30 minutes before the devil shows up. Nothing good happens after midnight. Don't be outside of your house after midnight.
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing good happens after midnight. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank
Thank you,
ma'am.
Judge.
You're welcome.
Maybe a few.
Yes. All right, Alan. In states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Next, we're going to proceed. What is happening with the motion to revoke?
Withdrawn and requesting the alternate amendment to include, get exactly
It's-
what you're on.
ISP, Judge.
It's, Judge, it's ISP, along with weekly reporting until he's accepted into ISP. And then Bashan was asking if we could also have a captain in custody due to some concerns that, they expressed at the court summary.
All right, any objections to the court reviewing the court summary?
Or not from the defense.
All right, so here's my, and you wish to proceed with sentencing.
Yes.
All right, so here's my question. Why shouldn't he be going to the state jail facility? It appears maybe he wants to go to, you know, prison for the state jail facility because he's on probation for that.
May I answer that question, Your Honor?
Yes.
These cases were filed at large.
Ah.
They were indicted after he pled on his first case. And they should have been disposed of in one way or another when he pled on that case. And so it seems to a certain extent unfair to send him to the state jail facility in this particular circumstance.
All right, thank you for
Welcome.
clarifying that. All right, now that explains things. But the other question is, why are you doing this? What's going on in your world that you think that you're living in some type of movie where I don't understand why people steal things and then video themselves with stolen items? Why are you doing that?
In all honesty, After I had signed the first time I left her behind, I really have been trying to do better. I got a job. I had started focusing on my GED like we talked about. I was really trying to do better. Like, I left her behind. And then out of nowhere, those warrants came, honestly.
Okay, how has he been doing on probation other than this probation?
Very good. I mean, it looks like the officer does want you to be monitored a little bit closely, more closely than he had been with ISP. It looks like he had been looks like he just had these new offenses that came up, Judge. He last reported in July, but that was just right after he was granted supervision on this case. He was just granted in July. So I'm guessing that when it was, the MTR was filed, was a month after.
All right, and I'm reading the court summary and it appears that you may not have been doing that well. So why are you coming into the house at 4 a.m. at night?
I was out playing basketball, probably doing,
Who's playing basketball at 4 a.m.?
it's a court in my neighborhood.
Young people, you're on.
4 a.m. Here's the thing, nothing good happens after midnight. Even when you're at your house, because if you're at your house and you're up at midnight, that means you have insomnia.
My mom worries about me when I leave the house, but I try to tell her that like the park is right up the road. Like,
No, but here's the thing. You live at your mom's house.
Yes,
If
ma'am.
your mom has rules that you are to be in the house at a certain time, I don't care if you're 90 years old. If she wants you in the house by 10 p.m., you need to be in the house by 10 p.m. You know why? Because that's not your house.
Yes,
And if you want to come into a home at 4 a.m. or whenever you want to come in home, then you need to get your own home.
I agree with this.
And then this girlfriend you have, does she live with your mom?
No, ma'am.
And who does she live with?
She lives with her mother.
All right. And do you have any children with her?
No, ma'am.
All right. What's her name?
Carmela.
Carmela.
Yes, ma'am. She did tell me that she had a pregnancy scare. But I don't think it's true, ma'am.
All right. What's her last name?
Cedillo, Cedillo.
Cedillo.
Oh, yes,
Oh.
ma'am. Carmela Cedillo.
Oh, okay. And why are you acting as though she's on her own? She had a pregnancy scare. No, y'all had a pregnancy scare.
Yes, ma'am.
And let me just tell you right now, your life is not in order where you should be bringing a child into the world
I
at
agree.
this point in time.
That's what I told her, that it was true that we're not ready for a kid.
Well, you all need to stop doing things that you're not ready for children. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your curfew is from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Yes, ma'am.
Probation, are you okay with the 9 p.m. curfew?
Yes, Judge.
And the only exception for him to go outside that time frame is if he's actually at work. And that curfew, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. is Monday through Fridays. And then your curfew, Saturday through Sunday is from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Have GPS before he leaves the jail.
Can I ask if family counseling too?
No, I can't, I have no jurisdiction to give your, to make your mother have counseling with you. That's something that you'll have to do on your own.
Yes.
I know that their complainants are different in each case, but you never know what happens with a particular case. And I want to make sure that if they have restitution, that they're paid.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
If Mr. Gonzalez attends family counseling, will the court accept proof of that attendance in lieu of some of his community service hours?
Oh, no, for his community service hours, he has to give me a GED or trade school, and then I will deem the community service hour satisfied. So he's continuing to work on that on the other case. And I want it worked on in this case. You're gonna get that done. Do you understand?
It will be done.
You better
Alright.
do better and not cause problems at your mom's house because she has you living with her. And how old are you?
I'm 18.
You're 18?
Yes,
All right, so you made your life more difficult than it needed to be by committing these offenses.
I agree.
And let me just tell you something else. If your mother does not want your girlfriend in her house, then here, it's over.
I don't even
Not
want
be
to
in
be
the
with my
house.
girlfriend no more. I don't. Really don't. She's
Okay.
a distraction.
All right. Well, I'm sure her parents may feel the same about you, but you better do better, you understand? All right, good luck.
The state may believe that defense may want to speak to a condition, but there is an agreed recommendation, Your Honor.
And what is the recommendation?
That is to deny the state's motion to continue probationer on deferred in all three cases, but to amend conditions to now include safe PF in each three causes.
And Your Honor, we wanted to address that if we could, put on some, I wanted to call my client.
All right, so here's the question. Was he in a coma? Because we haven't seen him since December. So is there a reason why nobody's seen him since December? Because that's December, January, February, March, April, May, June, and now we see you. That's 7 months later. So is there going to be information that he was in the hospital or being held hostage in some kind of way he couldn't make it?
Judge, but I do think that there's some mitigation that.
All right, let me hear the mitigation. I'll keep an open mind, but let me hear mitigation. Who are you calling?
Mr. Garcia first, and then his mother is here also. so-
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Noah Javier Gonzalez.
All right, you may proceed.
You've been incarcerated in Bear County, how long, sir?
The longest I was in Bear County for was like 3 months.
And how long,
Last year.
my question to you is, when were you incarcerated on this MTU?
This NCR on June 14th.
June 14th, okay. Prior to June 14th, what was your status as far as residing with your mother?
I ended up having to go live with my father in Marble Falls, which was all communicated through my probation officer. She knew that I went out there.
So the probation officer gave her blessing for you to,
I gave her proof of address and everything, and proof of job. I was working in Marble Falls.
do me a favor, wait till I finish my question before you answer, because she's taking down everything you say,
Yes, sir.
and that way we can have a clean record. How many times had you reported to the people in Marble Falls?
I didn't report to nobody in Marble Falls. I was coming back every week to report down here in the Windcrest office.
Okay. When you say every week, when can you give the court the dates of when you came to report to Windcrest?
It was once a week. I don't know the exact dates, but it was once a week. I came back every Thursday, every Friday. We would come back, me and my dad, and I would report Friday.
Okay. And
So I'm sorry. So is he saying that he actually reported December? Is that the testimony I'm hearing?
that's,
I did report. I took a urinalysis, and
No. Here's my thing. I don't understand the plea of true if he's telling the court that he reported December 2024. If he's saying he was reporting, then sounds like we need to have the probation officer zoom in, if nobody has any objection, to tell the court that he was actually reporting, because he's just pled true to not reporting for December 2024. And what I can tell you, usually when it says you haven't reported since December 2024, that means that probation has not seen you since December 2024.
yes, ma'am. But I definitely did report. I was going once a week.
Then.
Judge, I don't mean to,
No.
but I think that the allegation says he didn't report in December 2024, not,
Yeah.
he didn't report then, and January, February, March, April, May. I don't believe it says that, but I could be wrong.
No, it says in Bear County, Texas, the defendant Noah Javier Gonzalez did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the month of December 2024 in violation of condition number 4. So my understanding about rules of, conditions of probation, we can go off the record. They will give you a specific date to report in December. You don't get to choose which date you report from. They'll tell you, we want you here on December 14th, whatever they'll tell you. Once you report, they mark it off that you report. And then they'll tell you the next month what day they want you to report. And usually it's the same day unless something happens and it falls on the weekend. So what I'm hearing from your client is he's telling the court he reported December. Is that what I'm hearing? Do we need to have the probation officer zoom in? Because if he reported, then I don't know why we have this motion to revoke, but they're saying they haven't seen him since December 2024. And if he's telling me he's reported, then maybe he shouldn't be here.
Judge, I hate to go back to this, but I think as to December, you didn't report. Is that what you're saying? But all the other months that you reported, is that what you're telling
I
the
don't
board?
remember reporting in December, but I know for a fact that I reported multiple times throughout those 7 months that I was on
All right, Ms.
probation.
Abrams, this needs to be cleared up. Is it possible, does anyone object to the probation officer zooming in?
No,
The state does not.
defense does not.
All righty. And Ms. Abrams, he's saying he reported here in Bear County. So if y'all have a seat, the probation officer will zoom in. Back on the record in 2024, CR 007423, 2024 CR 007444, and 2024 CR 6757, State versus Noah Javier Gonzalez. Could I have all parties reannounced, please?
Duffy Pitlock for the state of Texas, Your Honor.
Humberto Saldaña for Noah Javier Gonzalez.
All right, so where we are is your client has testified that he actually reported in December 2024. So is there any objection? Because we can just get to the point with the probation officer, either he reported or he did not. Any objection to going out of order and just calling the probation officer?
No objection from the state, Your Honor.
Judge Ned,
Yes.
What I had stated was, I'm not sure if I reported in December, but I'm sure that I reported multiple times. On
Oh,
probation.
we're gonna find out what's going on from probation. Any objections?
no objection.
All right, and the probation officers by Zoom, any objections to the officer being by Zoom?
None from the state.
None from defense.
All right. Officer Neal, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name and occupation for the record.
Kiana Neal, supervision officer.
All right, does anyone want to question her about the allegations in the motion?
The state may begin. Officer Neal, the state read a violation. It was number 4 that in Bear County defendant failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the month of December 2024 in violation of condition number 4. Defendant did plead true, but then there was discussion as to whether defendant did or did not report in December. So the state's one question would be, according to your records, did defendant report for the month of December as directed according to the conditions of his probation?
No, he did not. I did have collateral contact with his mother, but not him.
Now, does collateral contact count as reporting under the terms of the contract?
No.
And would that have been described to defendant? Like, did he know collateral would not work?
I think at that point he had just got out of custody. He was
And
in Bear County for a new offense prior to that.
And
So
when
I hadn't met him just yet.
you had not met.
No, sir.
Now, when probationer is released, does someone go over the terms when he's released, or that would be you and that did not happen?
Correct. We were waiting for that appointment, which he didn't show up to.
Now, is not showing up to the appointment a violation?
Correct. It's failing to report for that month.
Then, Your Honor, the state does not believe we have any further questions.
Any questions?
Were you aware that Mr. Gonzalez had tried to transfer his probation to another county?
Yes. We did talk about that, and he said he was no longer looking to transfer his probation.
And are you at the Windcrest office, is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And how many times did you see Mr. Gonzalez during the time that he was on probation?
4 or 5 times.
4 or 5 times. So that would have been, is it once a month reporting?
Well, he's on weekly.
Weekly? Okay. So do you know what months that he reported to you if he was weekly?
Okay, give me a second. In April.
Okay, did he show up in May?
No,
And he's been in custody, if you know, since June the 14th, is that right, of this year?
correct.
So, April and May he did not, and then he was arrested in June, is that your understanding?
Yes,
So he's been in custody roughly about a month and a half.
correct. And he did have a couple issues with charging his device, his GPS device as well.
Okay. So was that mainly due to monies?
So charging it has nothing to do with money.
Okay. So what was the, did he have a solid residence at the time that he was on reporting?
So we did talk about how he did have some family issues.
And were those family issues regarding his mother?
Correct.
And in essence, his mother was not allowing him to stay at her house, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So when he would go to Marble Falls, is it your understanding that he would spend the night in Marble Falls?
We did talk about it a couple times. I tried to get him to give me proof of residency there.
But you did understand that he was contending he was living in Marble Falls and then commuting back to report to you.
I'm sorry, you breaking up.
You did understand that he was living in Marble Falls. That's what he was saying, and he was traveling back to report to you.
So yes, I was gonna get him to provide.
Mr. Gonzalez took some UAs for you as well, did he not?
He did.
And they were all negative?
Correct.
Did he ever give you any concern that he was using drugs or alcohol?
I received some anonymous phone calls that he may have.
But that never was borne out in the tests, right?
No.
I'll pass the witness.
Any further questions?
Nothing.
All right. So and this is not a question for you, but it's a question for attorneys. I didn't give anyone permission to reside in Marble Falls. That's one of my questions. And my other question, if his mom wouldn't allow him to live with her, then why is she in court today? What is the purpose?
Judge, I think she wanted to explain that. I think she's here to support him. She may not agree with everything Mr. Gonzalez is doing, but she's here to explain that she loves her son and she hopes that one day he'll get it right and.
All right.
All
All right, that'll be noted. Your mother loves you. She hopes one day that you can get your life together. Do you understand? And you haven't been doing things that you need to do in order to get your life together. Because I had you on a curfew. I had you on GPS. There were no issue with fees because the fees were waived and he's supposed to be on curfew, but he's just doing what he wants to do. Oh, let me go to Marble Falls. And I know I specifically told you if there's an issue, all you had to do was contact probation. You're here for 3 felonies. And now it appears that someone wants to do this. He's only 19. He tried to report, didn't do it well. He's on probation for 3 felonies. And, somebody wants to do the Puss in Boots eyes at me as though, I'm 19, woe is me. I don't understand.
No, Judge, I don't think that that's what really is trying to be conveyed. I think what it is that Mr. Gonzalez had not been in this position before. And I think that out of necessity, because he couldn't live with his mom, he had to go live with his dad and he doesn't reside in Bear
And
County.
he didn't pick up the phone and he didn't call probation or come back to this court on all the trips that he would come back to this court and say, Judge, I have an issue. I can't live with my mom.
If I may,
Yes.
I did tell her about my situation when I went and for going to Marble Falls, and I did ask a request for some type of compliance hearing with you to go over it, but I never got a compliance one.
Nobody came to me with a compliance hearing. So, State, what are you asking for?
We originally asked for the 3 motions to be denied and to continue probationer on deferred, but to amend to include Safe P for a more structured environment.
All right. So here's what's going to end up happening. 1 or 2 things. He's not getting out of custody today. How he wants to spend that depends on him. 1, I can revoke you. And I understand you have issues. You're 19. You say your mom doesn't want you living with her anymore. So I can send him to the state jail facility and I'll send him to the state jail facility for 200 days. Or he can await transfer to inpatient drug treatment. Those are his only two choices.
I'll take the first choice.
What, you want to just do your time? All right, so let me explain. I'm going to give you a chance to talk to your attorney about that because let me just tell you what that's going to be. That's going to be a felony conviction. Have you ever had a felony conviction before? We can go off the record. There are consequences to felony convictions. And let me just tell you, what you're charged with, the theft cases, those are what are called crimes of moral turpitude. If you were to be charged with murder and get convicted of a murder, that's not necessarily a crime of moral turpitude, but theft is. And that is a bigger stain on your record than having gone to prison for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon against somebody who wasn't a female, because charges against females are crimes of moral turpitude, right?
Yes.
And with crimes of moral turpitude, that means that anything that has to do with license that you're trying to do for yourself, it's going to be extremely difficult, if not impossible, for you to get that license. It's going to be slim to none. And then there are issues with your voting rights being taken away. And there's your issue with being allowed to serve on a jury, because those are crimes of moral turpitude and because they are felonies. So you may want to discuss that with your attorney. And I can tell you also, within a felony conviction and crimes of moral turpitude, if you're thinking of getting some type of school aid to go to college, or you have a child and something happens and your child needs help, or you need help through WIC or SNAP or whatever it is, you're not getting it because of this. Do you understand? So I'll let you discuss it with your attorney. All right, counsel, you're standing in.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Humberto Saldana asked me to stand in.
All right,
Apparently his daughter is having a baby right now.
yes. So on this case, you understand what his options are?
Judge, that's what it took me a while to get up here. And I've been sitting with him for the past 30 minutes trying to get him to do the right option.
Mhm. All right, and what I can tell you, the issue with Mr. Gonzalez, although the state didn't proceed on it, they only proceeded on a violation of condition number 4. And of course, when people have these type of charges and they're not reporting, I don't know if they're using drugs or not because they're not reporting. So do you know which option your client is requesting?
He's requesting the 200 days at the court.
Oh, no. He wants to be revoked. All right, we were here on this case on July 21st. In each case, you pled true to a violation of condition number 4. The state waived the remaining violations. The court gave you an option to either be revoked on each motion and sent to the state jail facility for 200 days. Your previous attorney had a medical emergency involving a family member. The attorney who's standing in is Mr. Robert Porter. Do you have any objections to this attorney standing in?
No.
All right, and Mr. Porter, did you have an opportunity to speak with him regarding his options?
I did, Your Honor.
All right, and Mr. Gonzalez, have you had ample opportunity to speak with Mr. Porter about your options and Mr. Umberto about your options?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand the consequences of your choices and the options that the court has given you?
Yes, ma'am.
So, do you wish to be revoked?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then state you may be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
And cause number 2024 CR 6757, as previously stated, the court is finding violation of condition number 2 true. The court will find you guilty, revoke, sentence you to 200 days in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. Then in cause number 2024 CR 00743. The court will find you guilty, revoke, sentence you to 200 days in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. So you have made the easy choice in your life, which, I mean, that's what you've done. And what's going to end up happening is these cases are going to follow you around for the rest of your life because now you are going to be a felon. And as I previously told you, these cases involve crimes of moral turpitude, so that's going to preclude you from doing certain things. Do you understand?
I do, Your Honor.
All right. And now you know where children come from if you didn't know before. Do not continue to have children that you cannot afford and that you're just depending on your grandparents or her grandparents to be babysitters. If a grandparent wants to babysit your child and act as the daycare, that's completely up to them. That shouldn't be your plan.
Definitely not.
Well, I mean, you're going to jail. It is your plan. You're not supporting your child. And you're going to have to figure out a way how to do that. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He recognizes that he made a very bad choice, and we're hoping the court will follow the terms and conditions of the plea agreement. I do believe he'll be successful if the court gives him the opportunity to work with the court in terms of the specifics that the court may impose on him. But in my interactions, I mean, he's very remorseful, and he definitely understands that he made a very bad mistake. And so he is a young person. He has a lot of opportunities ahead of him. And I'd like to, hopefully with the probation, the deferred, give him a chance of being able to reach those goals.
How old are you?
19.
Why are you stealing cars?
I just made a bad decision. I was tired. I wasn't thinking straight. Everybody's phones were dead and they were stuck in a car. We were riding around at night, hanging out, and then the car broke down. I tried changing the tire of the car, the ABS locked up or something. It wouldn't start up and their phones were dead. And it was a whole bunch of females. It was my girlfriend's friends. So I took a car to take them home and get us home. And
No, you're skipping over a whole lot of things. You're just acting as though, oh, so I took a car to take them home and this is what happened. That's a bunch of nonsense. According to this, you broke into a car. So where did you find a screwdriver to break in the car?
it was in the car.
All right, so the car that you broke into had a screwdriver in it?
No, it was in the car that we were already in.
So you're in a car, you say that car stalls. So your bright idea and the people with you are to break into another car.
Wasn't a bright idea, but that was the idea.
No, I'm being sarcastic. So you, out of all the cars you see in the parking lot, why did you choose the Dodge? Because I'm sure there was more than a Dodge there.
I didn't take a dog.
It was a Kia Soul.
All right, so the Kia Soul. Why did you take the Kia Soul of all of the cars that I'm sure there was more than just the Kia Soul there? So how did you choose the Kia Soul as the one to break into?
I don't know. I just heard of all the videos and stuff of people doing that Kia stuff, and I just knew that it was a
Ah, so there we go. So
I
he's looking at
understand.
videos and he's determined that the Kia is the easiest one to break into. I'm asking.
different.
So why are you viewing videos on how to break into vehicles?
I didn't view it on how to break into. I just saw it.
Okay. So how does the conversation go? And you say you're with your girlfriend and these other people. How many people were with you?
It's 4 of us.
All right. So what's your girlfriend's name?
Chloe,
So Chloe, what's Chloe's last name?
Olive,
Olive. All right. Who else?
I don't know. Well, Gabby, I don't know the rest of her name, and then Alicia, but I don't know her last name.
All right. So y'all sit around, the car stalls. Do you have a conversation with them? Does somebody say, hey, our car stalled and our cell phones died. Bright move. Let's go break into a vehicle. How did the conversation go?
I don't really remember how the conversation went, but we didn't really talk about it like that. We were just like, we're gonna go get a car because we were sitting there for a while and we didn't know what to do. It was late at night and we didn't really have anybody we could call because our phones were dead. So
Mhm.
we just, or I just went.
So there was no convenience store in the area.
Not that I knew, it wasn't my area, so I didn't know.
Oh, so there's no convenience store in all of the area where you were?
Not that I could see.
Mhm. How far did you go in school?
How did I go?
Yeah, how far did you go in school?
I graduated
Where did you graduate from?
from Roosevelt High School.
And what have you been doing with the rest of your life other than breaking into this vehicle?
I was a boxer and I was working with my cousin in restoration for a little while.
A boxer?
Yes.
Where?
At Scribner Boxing Gym.
And what's your weight class?
Well, I was fighting at like 140, 147.
And how many fights you have?
I only had one fight until I stopped fighting for school because I had to pick up more hours at work.
All right, and did you win your one fight?
No, ma'am, I didn't. I did way too hard of conditioning. My legs gave out on me in the second round.
So you only went to the second round?
No, I went all the way through, but I lost it to decision because I wasn't throwing enough punches. I was too tired.
Who do you live with?
My mom.
Do you have any children?
No.
His mom's here, Judge.
All right, where's his mom? He's making silly decisions. I mean, people get killed for that.
I know.
This is Texas. Nobody wants you breaking into their vehicles. That person, that Kia, guess what? That person worked hard for that vehicle. And for them, guess what that was? That was part of their transportation to work, their transportation to the grocery store. And how would this society be if that person who now doesn't have a vehicle say, I came out, I had to go to work, my cell phone's not working, and my vehicle's gone, so let me break into another vehicle. That sounds so silly. I don't know what they're teaching in school or what's wrong with people.
I understand, Judge.
They stopped teaching civics.
I know. And we've had a long discussion before we appeared before, along with his mom. I mean, we've had some long discussions with him about his decision making. So
And if you're drug tested, what are the results going to be? Tell the truth, shame the devil. What are your results going to be?
Maybe a little bit of marijuana. That's it.
All right, mom, he's doing marijuana. So here's the thing, why are you coming to court asking me to place you on probation and you're still using marijuana?
I'm not still using marijuana.
You want to go, I can send you to the state
Kind
jail
of
facility.
around it. So I'm kind of around it, so it's not really out of my system.
Around who?
Me. It's
Now,
just
who are the people you around?
Well, my girlfriend's family.
All right, well, that's gonna end. He's not gonna be with her while he's on this probation. I'm no longer approving of their relationship. That relationship is over. He's angry and upset, but you can't be around people that are encouraging and not a single one of them said to you, let's not break into this vehicle. Did she say, hey, don't break into this vehicle, we'll figure it out?
Said it wasn't a good idea, but I was set on getting home.
Well, then you know what? Maybe her mom would appreciate the fact that you're not around her because you put her life in danger. And I'm assuming you're supposed to love her. You put her life in danger by breaking into somebody's car. And if she was telling you this is not a good idea, obviously you blew her off. So that's strike number one against that relationship. Strike number two against that relationship is the fact that you're telling me you may be positive for marijuana because you're around it. And then I'm like, around who? And you're like Chloe and her family. That relationship is over while you're on probation. Now, if you still want that relationship, what I can do is you all can rework out your plea bargain agreement, and I can send you to the state jail facility. You can do your time, maybe box at the state jail facility because you need to survive, or at the Bexar County Jail because you need to survive. But then guess what? You'll be off it and you can do whatever you want to do. So which would you prefer? Your relationship or making a different agreement with your attorney where you go to trial or you go to the state jail facility?
To be fair, Judge,
I've been really focused on building a good life for me, my family, my girlfriend. We've been really focused on just doing
Here's
the
the
right
thing,
thing.
I appreciate what you're telling me, but that while you're on probation, that relationship is not happening on this probation.
I know, but no marijuana or anything is gonna be around me. I'm gonna be at home. I'm gonna be around my family. Nothing's gonna be, my mom's gonna be around 24/7.
Your mom's not
I'm
on
gonna be
probation.
at work. I'm gonna
This,
be.
let me just tell you. In this court, when I have co-defendants and they're involved in certain things, illegal activities, I don't allow them to have contact.
She's
Doesn't
not
matter,
involved
no.
in illegal activity.
It doesn't matter if it's the girlfriend, the wife, whoever it is. And you need to concentrate on other things. And you all get together with this group think, and your group think resulted in you remembering some videos on how to break into a Kia. You could have been killed. She could have been killed. People in Texas and other places don't like people stealing things that they've worked hard for. And you know what? If you would have been shot or she would have been shot for breaking in that vehicle, you know what everybody would have done? They would have been watching it on the news and they would have been like, oh, that's a shame. Your mom would have been crying, my baby. They didn't have to kill my baby. And you know what other people would have been saying? Oh, well, he should have been breaking into a vehicle.
I understand, man.
So that's the Chloe thing is a non-starter at this point in time. You do well, then maybe I'll reconsider the Chloe thing. But for now, that relationship is over. So it's going to be 3 years deferred adjudication. There's to be no contact with Chloe Olive. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you end up having contact with her at some point in time, probation is going to find out about it. If they do, a motion to revoke is going to be filed.
What type of contact? Can I still
No,
virtually contact?
no,
I can't text her?
no. All right, there's no contact with Chloe Olive. And there's supposed to be restitution and no contact with Arnulfo Grenada, Gabriel Cervantes, James Tartar. And I will tell you this, if somebody were Chloe's parents, they probably don't want you around Chloe either. How dare you take my daughter out where she could have been killed because you're still in a vehicle? And if those parents still want you around their daughter after this criminal activity, I don't know what's up with those parents. There's a $1,500 fine. It will be probated. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be 150 hours of community service restitution. If you obtain a certificate in a trade school or complete some higher level of education, the community service hours will be waived. I'm going to want random field visits 1 time per month for 8 months. Random regular UAs. And we'll start with the UA today and ask them to test for levels. Taking consideration 72081. Anything else you need from the court?
Judge, the only thing I would ask is, he does have a grandmother who resides in Oklahoma. She's treating for cancer. I'm not sure what her prognosis is. The family typically goes up once a month to try to,
Oh,
check
just
on her.
like probation. I'm sure that'll be fine.
hopefully he would be able to attend that. But that would be the only concern we would have.
All right, did you review the go off the record? Here's the thing. You're young. Guess what? If she's in love with you and you're in love with her at some point in time, after your probation is over, maybe she'll wait for you. Maybe she won't. If she doesn't wait for you, wasn't meant to be, and you shouldn't have put her life in danger. If you loved her, like you say you love her and claim you love her, you would not have put her life and your life in danger by doing that. And so there you go. And her parents probably don't want you around her either. And if they do, I don't understand that. You're taking their daughter into a position where she could potentially be killed because you don't want to take the VIA bus and you say you don't have a ride. But I'm serious. If you end up contacting her, probation is going to find out about it. A motion to revoke will be filed. You will be taken into custody. Your mom will either make bond for you or not. If your mom makes bond for you, then we'll hear that motion to revoke. And you're looking at potentially 2 years in the state jail facility, and that's day for day's time. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Mom, is there anything else he needs? Excuse me, Mr. Otistor. All right, if there is an issue, you can always call this probation officer, let us know. Once I place somebody on probation, I'm hoping that they'll be successful. All right, you're welcome.
Thanks, Judge.
No, I mean, is this the complainant? Who is this? All right, sir, you need to find a location and have a seat. And you need to remove the shades. Court is calling 2024 CR 3316, State of Texas versus Ezekiel Neely. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Good morning, Judge Alfonso Cabañas for Ezekiel Neely.
And are you Mr. Neely? You need to speak up so she can hear. Are you Ezekiel Neely? All right, we're here on a restitution hearing. So the last time we were here, my understanding is that the insurance company paid $7,800.
Yes, Your Honor, on another person involved in the case. It was fully reimbursed by his insurance company.
All right, and so the complainant in this case, who is this?
It appears that Gabriel Cervantes, Your Honor, is another person involved in the original offense who claims that his car needs repairs.
Okay. All right, and before we start with his testimony, State, do you have any documentation for the court with regards to his repairs?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Is there,
Mr. Cervantes, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Cervantes, regarding your 2012 Dodge Challenger, when you claim to have been rear-ended, this was back in 2023, correct?
Yes, sir. Last year, November of last year.
Okay, so by that time, your car was close to 9, 10 years old, correct?
Yeah, I would say so.
It wasn't brand new, it had gone through wear and tear, correct?
Yes.
So it wasn't in mint condition, right?
I wouldn't say mint condition, but it was a sports car and it was in really good condition. I mean,
Now, the incident, you talked about getting rear-ended, is that right?
yes, by the stolen vehicle.
Okay, and you don't know the name of the mechanic shop you took this car to, correct?
Hold on, I could pull it up. ABR Motors.
ABR Motors, okay.
Yes.
Well, you just told us or told the court that it's not known, it's a little mechanic shop, right?
Yes.
Okay, and so you don't know the name of the mechanic that performed any of the work, correct?
Abraham Roveldo.
Okay, do you know exactly what kind of repair he did?
Body, he had to do some body, pull out the the hit from the back, body repair, and then rear bumper, trunk, front bumper, front hood, plus paint.
Okay, are you just stating things that you remember, or are you looking at an actual document with a detailed invoice of what the repairs he did?
Yes, I'm looking at the actual invoice.
Okay, did you send that to the prosecutor's office?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Regarding the estimate, is that an estimate or is that how much you paid to get those things repaired?
That was how much I paid. The car has been repaired.
Okay, did you give proof to the prosecutor's office that you actually paid that amount you're asking the court to grant you?
Yes, I did.
What did you send the prosecutor's office to confirm that?
I had sent it to Ernest Acevedo. That's who got all the information I sent in.
Okay, but did you send them out, for example, did you send a check that you paid them with to show that you paid that amount?
I had to pay cash.
Okay, do you have a bank receipt where you're withdrawing $7,800 from your bank?
I mean, it was in payments. I didn't pay it all at front, and I wouldn't have the receipts anymore. No, I just got the invoice.
Do you have bank statements that show that over the course of however many months you're claiming to have paid it, you had enough money there to complete the $7,800?
Can you repeat that?
Yes. Do you have bank statements that show that over the course of the months you claim to have paid this, bank statements that show that you did in fact have enough money to cover the $7,800?
Uh, yes, I guess so. Yeah.
You guess or no?
Yes.
Did you give this to the prosecutor?
No, not those.
Okay. Did you give him anything at all?
Just the invoice. I thought I
Okay.
wasn't gonna get nothing. I thought it was done. Done for.
Yeah,
And so
no,
y'all. Yeah.
we get that. It was an accident. We understand. But what
Mm-hmm,
I'm saying, I'm not trying to trick you, Mr. William. I'm just letting you know that on this receipt that you submitted, you may not see it very clearly. It does
Yes, I
not
see it.
state, it does not state that this amount was paid in full. It just has two numbers circled, but it doesn't state that it was paid in full, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And as you told the court a couple of seconds ago, you have not submitted any proof to the prosecutor that you have in fact paid this amount in full, correct?
Yes.
Nothing further, Judge.
All right, any other questions?
No.
Not- that's not very long.
All right. So it appears that we are still where we are before. Number one, I don't have any proof that anything has been paid. I have an estimate that you all have questioned this witness about. It hasn't been introduced into evidence as the estimate. So the court doesn't have an estimate. The court has nothing to make a determination on whether or not he's owed $7,800 for restitution or owed anything for restitution. So do I need to be the person to call his bank, to file a subpoena, to get his bank records to see the installments that he paid to, whatever repair shop that he's saying he paid the money to? And Mr. I'm sorry, Cervantes?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Here's the thing. If the defendant caused an accident, which it appears he did, and if there is an accident to your vehicle, this is what the court needs to make sure that you're entitled to the amount that you're saying. So I'm going to tell you this.
Mhm.
If you paid or withdrew money from your bank account to pay this person, depending on the bank you have, even if it's 3 years ago, they should be able to pull your record, and you walk into the bank and ask them to pull your record, right? And it will show withdrawals. And those total amount of withdrawals should total to what you're saying you paid this person to repair the vehicle. Then the person who repaired the vehicle, if you will go there and maybe they have receipts that they've given you. If you can tell them, hey, please give me these receipts. I need it so I can get a refund or be made whole from the accident. That's what the court needs.
Okay.
Because and we can go off the record, because here's the thing, anybody can come in and say, you know what, I know my car, but the Kelly Blue Book value is only, or Carfax is only $5,000, but I spent $30,000 to repair it. And you see how it would be wrong for me to just accept the person's word that is 30,000. So that's what I need. So
Okay.
are you
More
able to go?
proof.
Yes.
Okay.
Are you able to get that to the court?
Mm,
And let me just tell you, I will give you time to do that. Unless you all want to get together and agree on an amount and call Mr. Cervantes and see if he's agreement to the amount that you all want to agree on, because it's clear to the court that he owes him something. I just don't know the amount. So if you all want to confer with Mr. Cervantes, the attorneys, and come to an agreement on an amount for restitution, or either he can give me that information. So do you have Mr. Cervantes' number?
Yes, sir.
All right, so if y'all will go and discuss with Mr. Cervantes, maybe y'all can come to an agreement on the amount. And I understand, Mr. Cervantes, when you only
Mhm.
have liability,
Mhm.
you know, it really doesn't cover everything necessarily. So if y'all
Right.
can do that, they're gonna call you right now, Mr. Cervantes. And
Okay.
let me just tell you, I'm not forcing you to agree with whatever they think would be just for you. If you
Mhm.
think that's not the payment you should be receiving, just give me that information and I will hear it, okay?
Okay. Yes,
All
Your
right.
Honor.
So do you understand everything that I'm requesting?
Yes.
All right, so you can sign off for now. The prosecutor is going to call you and he's going to speak with the defense attorney and see if you all can come up with the restitution amount.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.